Most of us want to feel like our lives have some sort of purpose, that what we're doing matters. It's one of those things every self-help book and happiness list mentions. Have a sense of purpose, meaning, direction. But knowing that doesn't make it any easier to find. Purpose can feel like chasing a mirage. The more you reach for it, the further it moves away. But that sense of drifting and stagnation isn't failure. It's an essential part of being human that comes to all of us. We all have to go through these periods of adjustment. So today, I wanted to share a few ideas that helped me see purpose differently. Not as a single lightning bolt moment, but as something that accumulates over time, woven together by lots of threads. So, first idea. Purpose rarely arrives as a lightning bolt. It emerges from experiments. A lot of us wait for purpose to arrive in a flash, like one day, maybe if we just do enough rooting around in the depths of our soul, we'll find this big old diamond that is our purpose. But that's more of a cultural myth than a reality. In real life, purpose tends to accumulate over time, piece by piece, through the things we try, the detours we take, the curiosities we follow. Essentially, action over time. People who describe themselves as having a strong sense of purpose almost always discovered it through doing, not by intense introspection or receiving a divine message out of nowhere. It formed gradually, after trying things, failing, and noticing what kept calling them back. But most of the time, the capital P purpose only became clear in hindsight. When they were in it, they didn't always know if it would pan out. They were just following their nose. Maybe at some point they did have a burst of clarity, but it was only after a long time experimenting, with many ups and downs, little breakthroughs, and dead ends. So, if you feel like you've been exploring, wandering, and sometimes even drifting through your life so far, that's not being lost. That's just how the process works. Every job, hobby, heartbreak, and phase of your life is adding nutrients to the soil of whatever's next. It's all compost. Second idea. Purpose isn't a single thing. It's a theme. Most people don't have a singular purpose. They have recurring threads, patterns that show up in what they're drawn to, the activities and art and people they like, the ideas that bring them joy and the ones that cause them suffering. Maybe your purpose is connecting ideas, creating beauty, helping others feel less alone. The outward forms change, but the theme remains. And know that your purpose isn't going to look exactly the same as anyone else's. It's going to require you to be creative, which every human being already is by nature. When we say, I don't know my purpose, what we often mean is, I don't have an obvious one. But obvious usually just means socially approved, easy to explain, and linear. And your life is not linear. It's multi-hyphenate, creative, experimental, reflective, nimble. You're not meant for a single purpose. You're meant for a pattern of purposes that evolve over time. A couple quotes on purpose and creativity to get you thinking. Frederick Buechner said that it was the place where your deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet. Leonard Cohen said, whatever pain you can't get rid of, make it your creative offering. All right, idea number 3. Creativity and structure are allies. Exploration doesn't mean chaos. The muse thrives when she feels safe. You can create gentle structure around your curiosity. Not to control it, but to give it space to unfold. There's a constant balance we have to strike between listening to our feelings and sticking with the plan, even when we don't feel motivated or inspired or confident. Sometimes the time of reflection is over, and it's time to just do the thing, accepting that we don't know everything, we're not sure if this is right for us, but we're going to give it a chance. We trust the spark, and we have faith that deeper purposes will arise as we go. Now, the structure that works for you is going to be very personal. You'll probably have to try a few different strategies and tailor them to fit you. But here's a framework that I think is a good starting point if you feel lost or overwhelmed or in analysis paralysis. I'll write this out in the video description as well. 1. Start by making a list of everything you're curious about. All the skills, hobbies, and subjects you'd love to explore someday. Then, choose just a few for now, maybe 2 or 3. Commit to exploring them for a set time, a week, a month, a quarter, or a year even. For example, I'm going to draw 1 picture every day for a month. The next month, if the artistic path is still calling you, maybe you continue with drawing, or maybe you start painting every day. If you realize you need a break from the visual arts, you could switch to something totally different on your list, like cooking, genetic engineering, or doing obstacle courses. Keep a running backlog of your other ideas. When new ones pop up, just add them to the list. No pressure to start them right away. You could even plan out a quarter or a year in advance. Not set in stone, but a sketched out plan. A lot of people like to do quarterly reviews, so they have a set time to reflect and adjust. Then they don't have to waste any energy constantly second-guessing their choices, and all of that can just go to committing to their craft or goal or topic. And this way, you know you'll be able to get to everything on your list, eventually. You're giving your curiosity a schedule, not to restrict it, but to protect it. Similar to purpose, passion often doesn't show up immediately. It grows as your confidence and skills build, as you get deeper into it. Not just your skill in the chosen craft, but the meta skill of learning new things, embracing that beginner mindset. And remember 3 things about the experiments you move on from. 1. The knowledge, skills, and experience you build during this time will almost certainly transfer to other areas of your life in surprising, unpredictable ways. 2. The specific interests will probably come back around at some point in your life, and your relationship will be all the deeper for having explored it during that time. And 3. You'll have more data now about what you like and don't like, and it'll most likely open more doors of curiosity by giving you new ideas to explore. Structure, goals, and standards are not the enemy of creativity. They're what allow the muse to come out and play. When the manager part of you feels safe inside the scaffolding, your whole self finally relaxes enough to create. By the way, here's a few books I'd recommend for further reading if you've liked this video so far. They'll also be in the description. Beyond Anxiety by Martha Beck, Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal, and Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Alright, in conclusion, purpose doesn't show up fully formed. It's made of experiments, seasons, and small curiosities that eventually reveal a pattern. When you feel stagnant, directionless, and unclear, that's okay. It's an inevitable season of human life that you'll probably go through multiple times, to be honest. Old purposes are dissolving so that new ones can form beneath the surface. Let yourself drift a bit, but then give yourself some direction. Not because you're sure about it, but because you're curious about it. That spark is inviting you into its world, and it's a world that you can't possibly imagine, predict, or judge before you venture into it. If this video helped you feel a little less lost today, stay for more reflections about living more curiously, more enchanted, and more alive. Thank you. Bye for now.